Just about last week, exactly a week ago, and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama was sworn in as the president of the Republic of Ghana. But I stand to be corrected, but for the first time in the history of our republic, 21 heads of states and a buyer, and about, I think, almost 24 envoys also came, and other foreign diplomats a buyer. What does this say to John Dramani Mahama buying and going forward? What it means to us as Ghanaians? Okay,
Mami Chani, a tier 4. Okay, Ghana at 50, we received more head of states and presidents.
Okay.
Because it was Ghana, your biggest ceremony, and historic democratic history, and then as a country, being the first country originating African Union, etc. Until 50th year anniversary, we had quite a number.
Okay.
But inauguration ceremony of an incoming president elected, I think this is the most biggest.
This is the most biggest?
Yes, of course, undoubtedly. Internal, you are right.
All right.
Now, you are asking, sir, why and how?
Yes.
Okay, so that is how it works. On the African continent, Ghana is a part of international community, and for that matter, African continent, and a very important member of the African Union.
Yes.
And it's a country of Africa. Na yebeswe in president. The news goes on. First and foremost, African Union are aware. So African Union in most cases, more platforms are put you through the African Union platforms. That's diplomatic platform of the African Union.
Okay.
Informing the African Union of Ghana's inauguration ceremony. And the African Union ankasa ever represented with some precedents.
Okay.
But then of course some of them take excuses.
Yes.
No amani prime minister, amani foreign minister, no amani aba. And on the African continent now you have 4 blocks. But there were 6 regions of the African Union.
Okay.
There were the North Africans, and there were the East African community, East African states.
Okay.
And there were the ECOWAS.
Okay.
And there were the SADC, that is the Southern African states.
Oh, okay.
And there were the Central African republics.
Yes.
And Sana, there were the seed region of the Africa, and here the African Union Diaspora Forum, which is seen as also a region.
I see.
On the African continent.
I see.
Now, African Union meaning the number of countries are so the African Union might have come with about 6 or 7 or 8 delegations, and willingly per the country, willingly per the president in our urban country, the love, the friendship or what might be a Ghana. All the friendship or need the incoming president in the war. So in this case, President Mahama had been a president of the Republic of Ghana before.
Yes.
He has been 6 years president, more or less, and then now coming back, our friends, our government, and our friends, our share, your former presidents, baby.
Yes. Olusegun Obasanjo, baby. Good luck, Jonathan.
Exactly. Olusegun, any Jonathan. A best friend of.
And I think Jacob Zuma also about.
Yes. So that is the case. And the African Union didn't call for buy. Central Africa didn't call for buy. And then ECOWAS also represented as ECOWAS bloc. Or represented as ECOWAS bloc, some countries AB will be chosen by the ECOWAS community. So some countries we more represented, now more attended Ghana swearing in ceremony.
Okay.
Besides that, your presidents be a ha. Also, the friend of President Mahama. So they decided to come.
Oh, okay.
If even they were not part.
I see.
And the invitation, those ones that comes from the bloc, and those ones that come from the personal invitation of His Excellency President Mahama.
I see.
SADC, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Mozambique, Angola, and then Zambia, Lesotho, and then also Swatini, and those countries. Omunina SADC community, so SADC represent here. But then the president that came, some came as a result and as at the instance of SADC.
Okay.
But some of them also came at the instance of the president-elect himself.
I see.
Central Africa, the same thing.
I see.
Now, the interesting scenario, presidents in Abayan, some of them did not come because Ghana as a country also would invite.
Yes.
But then when Ghana invites up to the receiving countries, so Ombaba and now Onuma, into blocks, you know, Ayom introduction, the African Union Ayom introduction, you know, the country Ghana would also send invitation.
Okay.
Na ebi baba ebi ma. But generally what I saw and what I've known and what I noticed was that good number of the guys, presidents, they were presidents, they were friends of the president.
The president. I see.
Elect.
I see.
And some of the invitations, you know, were invitations originated, listen to me once again, by the president-elect and his team. Not the country Republic of Ghana, in the case of Goodluck.
Oh, I see.
Goodluck, a former president. There's a sitting Nigerian president.
Yes.
So he couldn't have been.
Yeah,
but he's a statesman.
Yes.
Olusegun Obasanjo, he would have maybe on an African states, maybe an African Union, and then buy. But on his own, so by at the instance of the invitation from the president-elect.